Today we're going to talk about all the different types of hidden hangers and fasteners for your gutter systems. There are three main types of hangers when it comes to aluminum gutters. You have your standard bracket. It comes in a couple different variations. You'll have one with a clip on the back that clips over the back of your gutter, or one without a clip. There's also one with a strap on it for houses without a fascia board. The hanger would then rest up against a roof rafter, and the strap would get screwed to the roof decking, and that would support the gutter that way. The second type is called a quick screw hanger. It's a hanger with a screw built into it. A lot of people use these hangers because they're easy and quick. You don't have to put a screw in your drill every time. The screw is already built into the hanger, and you just drive that screw through. This one is for a 6-inch gutter, but I'm just using it to demonstrate here. This hanger is slightly thinner material than your heavy-duty standard hanger, just because there's much more material there to support the screw and all that good stuff. So it clips over the back. I believe they make one without a clip as well. But this hanger, the downside to this hanger is if you ever wanted to add a leaf guard after, because of the shape of the hanger, it arches upward. It's not going to allow you to lay a leaf guard on top. So that's something to think about. If you want to add a leaf guard in the future, this is probably not the hanger for you. The third kind is a hanger that acts as a leaf guard. This will be the strongest one of the three. There's pros and cons to it. It just clips in like that. It adds a lot of strength because it's continuous, it's a full piece. But there are downsides to it as well, because you cannot remove this to clean it if anything were ever to get through. They come with a really good warranty, but some people just don't like the idea of never being able to clean them out. So those are your three main types of hangers. Why it's important to ask your installer what type of hanger they are using. Standard hanger, the one we use, is a 0.06 gauge aluminum hanger. It's got a really wide mouth, so it adds a lot of strength and support. They come in many different variations. So this is also a standard hanger. This one's from Home Depot. It's really thin, it's really flimsy. I can just bend it with my hands. A lot of people can cut costs by choosing a thinner material hanger. The reason hangers are more expensive is because there's more material there. Aluminum is expensive. So going with a thinner material you're not gonna notice it from the ground, but over the years, these small, thin aluminum hangers will wear a lot quicker and it'll cause issues sooner. It's really important to ask your installer what gauge material they're using and actually ask them to show you the hanger that they're using. This is the old style, the way a lot of gutters were installed about 30 plus years ago. It's just a spike nail and a collar. Collar goes in your gutter and the nail just pounds through to your fascia board. It's outdated. They don't use these anymore. And if you have these, it's likely that your gutters are right around time to be replaced. Another thing you're going to want to ask your installer is how far they're going to be spacing out the hangers. A good rule of thumb is 18 inches to about 2 feet. We always go 18-inch on center, especially here in Canada. When in the wintertime you get a lot of snow and ice buildup, that 18-inch on center is just going to give you more support and more strength. If you check out Google and you Google how far your hangers should be spaced, they'll tell you anywhere from 2 to 3 feet, but that just isn't sufficient here in Canada. If they're spaced out so far, you get warping in your gutters and it's just a mess. I would definitely recommend going 18 inches on center. We'll move on to some fasteners. We like to use hex screws. They're easy to install and they just seem to work the best. You're going to want to use a screw that is compatible with aluminum. We use galvanized screws, 1.5-inch galvanized screws. They work well. We've seen it in the past where people will use a standard deck screw or even a nail, and that's not good. We've seen these in aluminum. The two metals, they don't go good together. Like, aluminum corrodes other metals. So if it's not something that's compatible with aluminum, it's going to corrode it. What we've seen is they will rust and corrode, the head will pop off, and then you have a hanger in your gutter that's not doing anything. Same thing with nails. Putting a nail in a hanger is pretty much doing the same thing they used to do with the spikes. It'll just back out over time. So you're gonna wanna ask your installer to just show you or tell you what type of fasteners they're gonna be using. A lot of times companies will cut costs on these little things that people don't see. It's all these accessories where they can save a little bit of money, but since you do a lot of volume over the course of the years, it'll add up to save them a lot of money. So if you are getting quotes and you realize some are a lot cheaper, it could be because they're cutting costs behind the scenes. So those are just a couple things to think about when getting new gutters and thinking about hangers. I hope that this video has been educational, give you a little bit of the behind the scenes on how these hangers work. That's just about it. They're not all equal, so make sure you guys ask what type of hangers they will be using.